So today I want to talk about my own, personal dream of making movies and, how that started, my history with it, and, how I ended up here on YouTube. So, when I was a little kid, I wanted to tell stories. I, wrote stories a lot, and then pretty quickly that kind of transformed into move into wanting to make movies. I think I saw Star Wars and saw the how they some of the behind the scenes, how they made those movies, the originals, and it really got me interested in making movies. So then, after I'd expressed some desire to make movies, my grandmother got my sister and I, one of the original IMAX, the big colorful ones, and a camcorder, and the iMovie came free on the computer, and started making little. My sister wanted to make music videos because she wanted to dance, and I wanted to make movies, and so I started making movies with my friends.
This is what you need to look like, Giuseppe, when we're pulling you out of the water.
So it's probably not fair to call what I was doing making movies. I was shooting a lot of scenes and clips with my friends, but we never completed a movie. The problem was is we would shoot, during the summer or weekends, and unfortunately we would have person A, B, and C available on the first day of shooting, and then D, E, and F available on the second day of shooting. And so because we never had the same people, and we had, different visions, it ended up almost always falling apart. But it didn't really stop us from continuing to try. It just ended up being that we never stuck to one project, and we just kept moving on through the different projects. After high school, college became a little bit easier to try to make movies because we had, we all lived together, so it wasn't that hard to get people to show up. But we would, we'd try to make short movies. Ultimately, what I ended up doing was mostly sketch comedy, and I had a sketch comedy show on TV, on the campus television. It was cool because this was during the time when Dave Chappelle was, the Chappelle Show was on, and so it was cool to be making some kind of short films, even if they were just sketches.
What's this?
I have a license for that.
Okay, I did not find a license on you.
I left my license in my wallet. I must have left my wallet at home.
What's this?
I have a doctor's note for that.
You have a doctor's note for Coke.
I have a very generous doctor.
So, basically after college, I dropped out of college kind of early. I have gone back since. But after I dropped out of college, I kept trying to make movies with friends from work, whatever friends I could find. Unfortunately, I had the same problem, where people weren't available, regularly, and I could get maybe one person or two people to help at any given time, and it would become really difficult. You really can't make a movie like that. Or, and I kept trying to find out ways to do it. I tried writing scripts that required only me in there, but then who could I do with the camera person? Ultimately, I got really frustrated because every time you fail, it's natural to fail when you're making movies, but it still feels personal, and it feels terrible. And so ultimately what I decided was, I had taken a creative writing class when I went back to college, and I found out that I really enjoy writing short stories and novels and prose. And so that's when I started getting into writing, writing for a reader, not writing for a viewer. I didn't want to give up on making movies, but I moved on. So my solution, obviously, was to write for readers. But I've longed to make make movies since. It hasn't gone away. And then a couple months ago, and I know I'm late to to arrive on this one, but I found Casey Neistat's videos, and they really inspired me, and I saw what one person can do essentially by himself. There's a lot of inspiration in these videos from his. I don't want to copy him, and obviously I am not capable of doing it the way he does it. I have my other channel, Chocolate Diamond Productions, which I started with a friend of mine back in 2008. Making, you know, we tried to make movies, and really we have a couple of short films up there, and we're going to continue. We're in the midst of replanning how we're going to do things. As you know, when we were starting, YouTube wasn't really a big thing. We were just kind of, you know, we wanted to make feature films. I still would love to make feature films. I do like making shorts also, but the idea of making a feature film just seems like such a excellent challenge to me. And so I'm working on my skills now